Hi, I'm just going to show you how the Easy Miter is also good for cutting all the outside corners on your cove stick. If you have a lot of cove stick on a job site, this will save a lot of time. Okay, now I'm just going to put this in place, and what I do is I try to line the outside piece with the wall, and then I just push my fingers behind the finger guard so the knife don't come off if it happens to and cut your finger. And then what I do is I just follow this angle right across. Okay, I just push down firmly and just follow that across. Stop at the point. That's all you have to do, and that's done. Okay, what I did was I cut the outside corner on the cove stick itself. As you can see, it makes a perfect miter. What I'm going to do now is cut the other cove stick for the miter. What I like to do is put a pencil mark right here so I extend my mark out. So when my cove stick overlaps this stick, I know where my point is on this end. So when I do cut it, everything lines up perfect right here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cut that now. What I do is I set my cove stick in place, but I don't push down on it real hard because you want to make sure that everything's in place. So you line up your top here, and you make sure you have your mark showing. Now what I do is I put my Easy Miter in place, and what I try to do is hold the outside corner again, just like that. Like I run my finger down so I'm even. And I just adjust. Now I can go ahead and cut this. I'll come right down the Easy Miter, right to my mark. Nice easy cut. Okay, now I just cut through that. When I take this piece out, my miter should be pretty good for the cove stick to be good enough for flash coving. As you can see, it's a pretty good miter. Commercially acceptable for any job site.
Now that Don placed the right hand Easy Miter in position, now we'll show you what we do prior of cutting the material and how we cut along the edge of the Easy Miter. And always remember to keep downward pressure and keep your finger behind the guard. Safety first.
Okay, I put a lot of pressure right here into the cove stick. Now what I'm going to do is come straight down this all the way into my corner, because this is where, when you freehand, this is where a lot of mistakes happen, right into this point right here. And what I'll do is I'll just come down and I'll show you how this works. Alright, just going to push down. Right on down. Follow it down just like you would the outside wall. You get right into this point, you just follow your Easy Miter right across. And be really careful. You don't stick your fingers out here, because if you happen to come off, you'll take your finger with it. So what you want to do is keep it behind your finger guard. Just steady pressure, nice and easy. You don't have to go through your first time. You come right to your very point and you stop right at the point of your Easy Miter. Stop right there. Right at the point. Okay, then you take your Easy Miter away, and right at your point, what I like to do is I like to put a pencil mark very lightly, right at the point, a reference point. What I usually do is I like to take a scrap piece like this and I put it right up in here anywhere. Just so when you use this, you can use this as a straight edge also to make your boot for the outside corner. And what it does is when you push this in like this, it keeps it from teeter-tottering. It keeps everything the same as it is. And once again, what you do is you just press this in tight against your cove stick. Make sure your fingers are behind the guard, like that. And what I do is I come right down the side of the Easy Miter. I just come right down it. You don't have to go through your first shot. You just want to get your marks. You come right down, keep pressure into the cove stick. Come right out to the very end. Right to the very end of the Easy Miter. And then what I'll do is I'll switch my fingers, keeping pressure inside the cove. And then just run your knife across just like a straight edge. Very carefully, always away from your body. Stop at your point. And the reason for this piece is now I can take this out. Doesn't matter how long your boot is going to be. Just slide this down all the way to the end. Just like that. You want to go right up to your pencil mark that you put for reference. Okay? Once again, pressure, and just bring it right out to your point. Nice and light. You don't have to go through with your first shot, like I said. Bring it right up to your pencil mark and stop. Stop right at the point. Okay, now that I traced this, my boot, using the Easy Miter, what I did is I came back and I cut through the line that I had made. And what I do is I pull this piece out, okay, right up to my point. And you can actually take this piece and make your boot out of this, because you know the size that you need. You have a straight edge. both sides. You can firmly put this on a spare piece and just trace this. Okay, this is the piece that I cut out. This is going to be my boot. So what I'm going to do is prepare to make the boot for my outside corner. And what I do is I just lay this anywhere on a piece of goods. Just make sure you're going in the same direction. Just lay that down flat. You can either pencil this, or you can just lightly use your knife, which I prefer to use my knife. So I'll start at my point, and I just slide my knife right down it, nice and lightly. You don't have to go through your first time, because you will get cut probably. I bring it right out to the end, and I stop. And I just hold it so it doesn't move, and I'll follow this up. And then I'll bring it right to here. Because this is the piece that you straight edge with the easy miter, so you know it's square. Bring that right up, stop it right here. Okay, and what I'll do is now that I have this and this, I'll use my hook knife right here, and I'll cut this piece out. I'll just start at the end and I'll find my line, and there it is. I'll just come right down that, the hook knife, nice and slow, no race, get right to the end, lift it up, hook it in, pull it straight out. And don't worry about going over top, because you want it higher than your cap anyway. So this piece here is good enough for the boot. And what I do here is I'll heat this up with my heat gun, and I'll be placing this right inside my boot area. Okay, now I got this in place. As you can see, it's perfect because you used your easy miter to use as a straight edge. And what you did is you came right down and you cut everything and you stopped at your pencil point, your reference point I put out before. And what you do is you just take the bulk of here away. So I'll just use my straight knife. I'll come right down here, nice and easy, stop, then use my hook knife so I don't scratch the goods underneath. Pull it straight out, right here. As long as you're beyond your point here, you have plenty of meat to work. Then of course you just cut in your co-cap, and then we can show you how to do the rest of the easy miter. And what I do is I just bring it down a little high here, then bring it down to your cap. Come right across. Okay. Just take a little of this meat away here because you don't need it all. So right across like that. Boom, done. Set this in place. Take that out first, that would help. Okay, now I'm ready to show you. What I do is I'll take a lot of this out of here. As long as I stay beyond my reference point, I'm good to go. So once again, I'll use my hook knife and I'll come outside and get to the corner. Be very careful, you don't cut in close. Keep it outside of your pencil mark. Just like that. Beautiful. Now we're going to get ready to use the other easy miter to cut this side. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just get this, put it in place once again. Line up your pencil point, a lot of pressure, and always keep your fingers behind your finger guard. So if this knife comes off, for any unknown reason comes off, you won't get it hit this, not your fingertips. You always got to keep your fingers safe. And what I'll do is I'll come right down this. Very easy. Right here is the important part. You just got to keep a lot of pressure. Come right down. Stop. Right at the point. Okay, now that that's cut, this piece will just drop away. That's your scrap. You don't want nothing to do with that anymore. Goodbye. Throw it away. Okay. Now your easy miter's cut and you came right to your point. Okay? When you take your corner off, this corner should be nice and tight. And like most corners, 9 out of 10 times are not going to be perfect, so you may have to adjust a little bit. But this is welding, so what you got to do is you want a little opening so when you groove this out, you can see where you're grooving for your weld. And that's a perfect outside corner. And it's much faster than freehanding, because freehanding, when you freehand, you miss in here every time. I don't care how good you are, you're going to miss this area right in here. And sometimes you end up with a double weld, some people more. But what you want to do is now route this out, one weld. And it's cut. You can see you have your bevels. You have your bevel here on this, which gives you your beveled edges. So when it goes together, a lot of times jobs you don't want to weld, you can make these corners absolutely invisible with that bevel on your cut here, on your easy miter.